how do you measure content team capacity? That's another great question, because as we're looking at these items, you want to figure out, well, do I need 2 marketers or 10 marketers, right? And so you want to think in terms of FTEs or full-time equivalents. What you want to say is, for all the areas that we're working on, how many FTEs are required? So it might turn out that to make the payments platform a reality, to promote that properly to our base, we actually need 1.25 FTEs. So theoretically, you could ask for more than 1 product marketer, but to be conservative, you'd start with 1 to make a proof point of that. And how you estimate that is you look at what tasks or projects are involved in making that project or initiative a reality. So for something like this, it might be that we need to produce a ton of educational resources to educate the customers. We need in-product assets. We need help articles. We need email sequences. We need web pages. As I start to go down that list, it's a ton of work. And then there's ongoing sales assets that need to be updated. There's other supporting assets that are required by, let's say, customer support or success. And so as you build out those projects that are within that initiative, you try to assign some level of how many hours will this take. And then you take all those hours and you total them together and you say, we think that to make this a reality will require 2,500 hours. And that's why we think it's going to take more than 1 full-time person, and 2,500 hours over the course of a year, right, to make this a reality. And that's why we think it'll take at least 1 full-time person to work on this. At the same time, you actually want to do this for all the items that are a focus for you, and then see if some of those items actually can be either you can reallocate resources or even stop it altogether. Like, for example, maybe you did have half of one person's time going into the partner program. And as you look at this list, you're like, man, I need to put no time into this because there's so much more opportunity elsewhere. So you may reallocate that person to the payments platform instead, so you don't need to hire 1 entire person as well. So this is where the org design and the planning and the OKR planning that goes along with that and the reallocation of resources is important, because it may even turn out you ask for whatever this is, $660,000 in additional resources here. You may only get 300, which is more than most. So let's say you get 300, now you have to make some trade-offs. Maybe instead of targeting the dream 100, you start with the dream 20 or 25, or maybe even for top 5 accounts that you really want to target, and you prove that out, and then you go get more budget after that, right? So, but that's a really, really great question. I think that to map out all the content work against the roadmap and the OKRs is kind of how you get there, but that level of detail is essential to figuring out the right headcount.